Whether you're looking to buy your first set of waders or your fifth, we have you set here at Drift with tons of great selection from Patagonia and Simms. Both of these companies make world-class waders. They are the industry standards for a reason, and they also make a lot of different models, which is great, but it can be a little overwhelming, especially if you're just buying your first set of waders. And so today we're going to give you a brief overview of what each company offers, as well as some of the key points that you're going to want to consider when buying that pair of waders. So starting off, the biggest thing is simply a matter of durability. The higher end waders that these companies make are made with much thicker materials, which are then just a lot more puncture resistant, a lot more durable, especially if you're the type of angler who's doing a lot of bushwhacking or off-trail stuff. So your higher end sets, just much tougher overall, much thicker materials. Conversely, your less expensive ones, still perfectly durable, and for lighter weight use, they're fantastic. If you're fishing mostly through the summer, you actually might be better suited with one of those lighter pairs. So we wouldn't necessarily always say that you're better off spending more on a pair of waders. If especially you're the type of angler who might own two pairs of waders, you might be very well served to have a thinner, lighter weight set for your summertime fishing and then reserve your heavier ones for your cold weather stuff. Going on from there, sizing is a huge factor. So looking at these waders, something like the Tributaries from Simms are fantastic. These are made in a kids model, a men's model, and a women's model. All great. However, because they're a more basic set, their sizing is a little bit more limited. You're going to be set with just small, medium, large, that sort of thing. Whereas if you step into a Freestone or a G3, you're going to have a huge list of potential sizes, and so you can get that size much better fit to yourself with different chest sizes, different leg lengths, different foot sizes all available. When you get to the top end Simms, meaning the G3s and G4s, these have been terrific standby waders for many, many years, decades really. And what I wear personally, great benefit to those is that they actually offer a custom program, meaning that you can put any size foot you want on any size of wader. So if you're somebody who has trouble finding an off-the-rack set that fits them really well, you can actually go to Simms and they will make one that fits you great. So that is definitely a consideration. It's just what offers the best size run for you. We can, of course, help advise you on getting fit right at the shop. A well-fit pair of waders is extremely important, as it's going to really determine how durable they are long-term. We see it a lot where people have been sold on missized waders, and unfortunately it can really cost you in terms of how much life you get out of that wader. So definitely want to make sure it's fit well, and different wader models are going to offer different options for you. So that's going to be a concern for you. Looking at these waders, these are all what we call stocking foot waders. We do have a couple models of boot foots, but most of what you'll see that we carry are stocking foot, meaning they have these soft neoprene feet on the bottom. And how these work is you're going to then put these inside of a wading boot. So this part keeps you dry, and then that wading boot is going to give you the protection and the traction that you're going to need to effectively wade out here. The reason that we carry mostly these is, quite frankly, it's a much more versatile option. It's much easier to get fit. A laced boot gives you much better support than a molded one where your foot's going to be sloshing around inside it a little bit more. So these options, the stocking foot ones, are really our go-tos. However, there are some niche circumstances where a boot foot model with a built-in molded rubber foot can be a great option as well. And you'll see a couple options from Simms that we do carry in those. Those are more reserved for your winter time, really dead of winter fishing, where you need to be extremely warm. But for your average summertime trout or bass fishing, we would not recommend them, as they don't offer as much support for you. And so this is going to be a much more versatile option. All the waders that you're going to see me speak about here today are a stocking foot design. They're also all breathable, is important to note. These are not your old rubber red ball waders that are going to make you really sticky and sweaty. These are all going to be really comfortable in all seasons for you, as long as you layer correctly underneath them. So we've covered basically, as you go up the chain, you're going to get more durability. With Patagonia, these are all made with their H2O materials, breathable, waterproof, really well tested. Simms has two different material options for you. Number one is that in their Tributary and Freestone options, you're going to have Toray materials. Toray is a great waterproof, breathable membrane, really, really great. Their higher end stuff like the G3s, G4s are going to be Gore-Tex, and Gore-Tex is still really the gold standard industry-wide for durability in breathable waterproof stuff. So you're going to get a higher quality material as you go up that chain from Simms. You may also be wondering whether a pant or a chest wader is the right fit for you. You'll see most of what we've got here are chest waders. They're the far more common model to go for. If you are somebody who is only fishing small creeks or through the summer, you may consider going with a pant wader for ease of on and off and for something that's going to be a little lighter on you. If you're looking that way, we do have the Freestone pant waders here from Simms. We also have the G3 waders in a pant version, and they can be great. They can be very comfortable. The one consideration with them is really that you never know if you're going to need to cross up to thigh deep. Even in a small creek, you might be getting into some slightly deeper water here and there, and that chest wader just gives you a little bit more security. The nice thing about a chest wader as well is that most of them are convertible to some extent. So if you look at the Patagonia waders, they have their convertible suspender system where you can unbuckle these front straps and drop the waders down for that same amount of comfort. And in the Simms models, you can actually undo the buckles on the straps, and you'll see that the male and female ends are reversed on each strap. So the two straps will actually buckle together as a belt. You can roll the waders down, put those suspenders around yourself, buckle them tight, and you can essentially make any of these chest waders into a pant wader for yourself. So for versatility's sake, especially if this is your first set, you probably want to lean toward the chest waders. There's also no better rain gear or wind protection on the market than a full set of chest waders. So that would always be my preference, but of course the option is there for you. You may also want to consider some of the additional features that some waders offer. So if we look at the Patagonia collection here, a few great examples. If you get into their Expedition waders, they're heavier set. You've got really nice fleece-lined pockets on the outside. You have waterproof pouches on the insides just here, which is a nice add-on. You actually have built-in interior knee pads on these waders, as well as lightly lined fleece feet. So a few extra little perks. You'll see you've got padded shoulder straps versus the basic ones. Those could all be reasons that you might look toward one over another. And then likewise, if you look at the Simms, you could look at something like the Confluence waders that I have here, which actually have really amazing integrated exterior knee pads to help improve the life of the waders. Or you can look at the G4s here, which again have padded shoulder straps. They have the front zipper on them. They have some waterproof pockets on the inside. There's a lot of great things going for them. So you might want to consider some of the features that you're getting over one or the next. Although, like we say, really the biggest driver for most people is going to be how much durability you want to get out of the things. How much are you fishing? How much do you need that durability? You may also want to consider the zipper. They are so great to use. These waterproof zippers have been around a long time. You'll see them on a number of our waders here. They make on and off a lot easier. They make relieving yourself easier. They give you the ability to vent out to if you're fishing in cold weather and you get sweaty on a long walk in. You don't want that sweat to collect because then you're going to get really cold when you stop walking, so you can vent out with these. Lots of great perks to the waterproof zipper. A lot of people are hesitant before they try a zipper because they assume that this might be a bit of a weak point on a wader that's likely to leak. Truth is, this is probably the least vulnerable piece of these waders. We have been selling these for ages. We have maybe seen one or two issues total since we started selling waders. They are extremely reliable. These TrueZip zippers have been on the market for many, many years, and they're very solid. So that's a really nice perk, especially if you struggle getting waders on and off. It can be really nice to have that zipper. So we've got those available in the Traverse zips, the Swift Current zips, in the Freestone zips for a little bit of a lower cost option here. Great option. Or of course the very well-known G4Zs. So lots of really cool options there for a zippered pair if you wanted to experiment with that. And those are really the things that you want to consider if you're looking at a wader. Do you want a chest wader or pant? How much durability you want? What's the sizing selection like? And what are the little add-on features that interest you most for your own situation? So we're happy, of course, to help break that down for everybody, to show you all the ins and outs to each one of these sets, and to make sure you get that right fit, to make sure that these waders are going to do everything they can for you and to give you the longest lifespan possible. So swing by the shop, give us a call. Be happy to help you walk through the different models that each company offers and figure out what's going to be best for you. We'll see you around.